So oftentimes we see from so the question was, what's the best way for a startup retailer to defend themselves against fraud? And the proposition was, if we are small enough and we're going under the radar, we may be safe, and the fraudsters are going after the bigger ones. It's true that most of the fraud happens to the bigger retailers, but because smaller retailers can't fulfill enough goods, and fraudsters know that. There are several services currently that offer, especially small startups, fraud prevention as a service. They will look at your transactions on their own. They'll give you a response whether to approve it or not, and they will offer to reimburse you if they will approve something that is actually fraudulent. Where does fraud, I guess, fit in the payment processing space, in the fintech space? So the big, and it's a completely regulation-decided issue, the liability for fraud lies with the retailers when it's an online transactions, and with a bank when it's a transaction in store. So I don't want to scare you too much, but the biggest problem with healthcare security is not the fact that they will get your medical records, they're probably already out there, but the fact that they can access, they meaning cyber criminals, access hospital systems and actually turn on the MRI a little stronger when they need to. What advice do I give consumers to make sure that they're protected from fraud? So the number one advice is, don't use the same password that you'd use for your personal email, your work email, your bank account, and so on. There are tools like LastPass and others that enable you to make stronger randomized passwords and keep them individually, because every website eventually, at some point, will be breached.